we are back, and before we proceed on, I'll put this on the recording on this computer, so we are being recorded. Perfect. So while I was working over my Excel files in Eve today, a thought just popped up in my mind of what I'm going to wear in the induction ceremony today. So I just went out and checked my wardrobe, and I found this gray coat over there. So I thought that this is going to be a good combination for today's ceremony. Right after that, the second thought coming to my mind was that how am I going to start this induction ceremony today? So what I did was I opened my Google Chrome and I typed, what does the word induction means? I was amazed to see that there are at least 9 translations for the word induction. And the background of this word is from the French language. And the French derives its origin from the Latin language. Believe me, these 9 translations can be used in so many multiple directions that they serve the purpose in physics, biology, mathematics, derivations, as well as theater. So not only this word is diverse, but I can see so many people sitting out here from diverse backgrounds, and we have at least 17 new members starting their Toastmasters journey today. So without any further delay, let's move towards the oath taking ceremony of these diverse people. For this, I would like to invite DTM Malik Mohammed Umair, who is currently the Club Growth Director. So I'll hand over the control to DTM Malik Umair for taking oaths from the new members in the clubs. We have 17 members here who will be taking oaths today. 2 are from the Ravi Toastmasters Club, 5 new members from ICAF Faisalabad, and we have 10 new members joining in Professional Toastmasters at NAMS this term. So over to you, DTM Malik Umair.
Thank you so much. All of you can see me in a mask. That is because I'm in office at the moment. And it's a pleasure to be here with all of you and to see all of you joining Toastmasters. So I'll be quick and brief. When we take oath as Toastmasters, what we do is that we pledge to follow the rules and the guidelines provided by Toastmasters International. And we pledge that whatever guidelines are there for delivering our project, we'll follow those guidelines, we'll go through those guidelines, and we'll be our best selves. This is something that usually we forget as we continue to progress through our journey of Toastmasters. And if we forget this, our growth and our progress stops as well. So as you repeat the oath after me today, you will realize that it is nothing but an undertaking of you giving your best for your own personal and professional growth. So I would like to request all the new members to repeat the oath after me. I, in the presence of my fellow members of the Toastmasters community,
if all new members can put themselves,
people have to unmute their mics first.
if they can unmute the mics and put their videos on with their hands raised.
I would like to request all the new members to kindly repeat the oath after me.
Okay.
DTM Malik Umair, can you please give some time that all the members, they on their camera and they unmute?
Yes, sure.
Please, you can
Definitely.
unmute. I've given the rights. Anybody can unmute yourself. All the members, they can unmute yourself. If you want to on your camera, good enough. Otherwise, at least on your mics. Thank you. Back to you, DTM Malik Umair.
Thank you. So are all the new members with me?
Yes.
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 Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I can hear all of you. Now, I would love all of you to repeat after me. I, in the presence of my fellow Toastmasters,
I, in the
In the
presence of
presence
my
of my
fellow
fellow
Toastmasters,
Toastmasters,
make this firm obligation
make
make
this
this
firm
firm
obligation
obligation
to attend meetings regularly
to
to attend
attend
meeting
meetings
regularly
regularly
and prepare fully for each assignment
and
and prepare
prepare
fully for each
for each
assignment,
to apply myself to the projects
to
apply myself
apply myself to the project
outlined in the Toastmasters education program
outlined in the
outlined in the
Toastmasters
Toastmaster
education program,
education program,
to participate actively in the club activities
to participate actively in the
activities
activities, club activities,
to evaluate others in a positive and constructive manner
to
to
evaluate
evaluate
others in a
others
positive and
in
constructive
positive
manner,
and constructive manner,
to build open, friendly relationships with my fellow members,
to
to
build
build open, friendly relationships
with my fellow
with my
members.
fellow members,
and to bring other new members into the club
and to bring new
other new
members
members
into the club
into the club
so that they can also gain the benefits of Toastmasters.
So
that
that
can
they
also
that
gain the
also gain the benefits of Toastmaster.
Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, everyone. I would like to request all the members to give the new members a round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now that you have all repeated the oath after me, all of you must have noticed it is nothing but a promise to yourself that you're going to go through the guidelines and you're going to apply those guidelines to learn and grow. And then you're going to give positive, constructive feedback, which we need in our lives, both personal and professional, and to build healthy and friendly relationships. That's again something that we need both in our personal and professional lives. So I wish all of you best of luck and a wonderful journey ahead of you, full of learning, growth, and fun. Over to you, our Master of Ceremony.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, DTM Malik Umair, and a very warm welcome to all the new members who have just started off their Toastmasters journey, and with all the expectations and hope that this journey is going to be one of the marvelous journeys in your academics and your professional life, and you'll be able to connect to a number of people around you, and not just the social connections you'll build, it's the way you talk, you speak, you present is going to be changed all across your journey. So this is going to be an amazing journey for you. With this, I'll proceed towards the keynote speaker of today, who is the District Director, DTM Zunair Zafar. So without any further delay, I'd like to invite our District Director for the keynote. Over to you, DTM Zunair.
Thank you, Toastmasters. Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to the Toastmasters world, to all our new members, all the attendees, and all the officers who are attending this meeting. First of all, let's talk about what Toastmasters is. Now, of course, you have all made this decision, so explaining to you what Toastmasters is right now might not be a good approach because you have already made your mind. But I believe it's imperative to understand what Toastmasters is to get the best benefit out of it. And if you ask anyone what Toastmaster is, you will notice that everyone will come up with a slightly different version of what they feel Toastmasters is. For some, Toastmasters is a platform that provides communication skills. For others, it's a platform to practice leadership skills. There are people who find it that there's a platform to connect with like-minded people or network with totally different people. Some people join Toastmasters because they want to use this as a platform to overcome their fear of communication, public speaking, or simply connecting with others. But there's one thing that you will note, that everyone calls it or considers it a platform. And that is what I believe, that Toastmasters is a platform. And the basic thing or the core value of what a platform is that you can use that platform in any way you feel it will be able to benefit you. And that's the important line. How will it be able to benefit you? You have to select. So first of all, you need to understand what is that thing that you want out of Toastmasters so that you can work towards that thing and be able to get that Mayati value in the same terms and make sure that you definitely get that thing which you want right now. Like I mentioned, everyone has their own objectives. So what is your objective? What is it that you want to achieve in the first 6 months, in 1 year, and in your other future life? So always remember that. That's one learning that I got out of Toastmasters. I joined Toastmaster for different reasons. Some of those were that I wanted to enhance my network. I wanted to know more people outside my immediate network. So I could connect with people around me, and I thought I was really good at networking. I thought I was amazing at communication as well. When I got into Toastmasters, I started realizing my shortcomings. Now, I'm not saying I was very bad at communication or I couldn't speak English or anything of that sort, but I got really good feedback. The kind of feedback after which I felt sorry for myself for not having joined Toastmasters earlier in my life, for all the interviews that I had already taken and not been able to ace them. I felt sorry for myself. Why didn't I have this skill that Toastmasters is providing me right now when I was starting my professional career? And although it was really early in my professional career that I got to join Toastmasters, and I feel that I'm blessed and lucky, but only after realizing what's the value that I can and could get out of it. So that's one thing that I would like to recommend to all of you. Find out that one thing that you want out of Toastmasters, and then look for ways of getting that. Maybe you're starting your professional career and you want to ace your interviews. Maybe you want to be able to better connect with your boss, colleagues, or people around you. Maybe you are at your peak in your professional career and you're looking to make that difference. Maybe you are a professional, engineer, accountant, doctor, any of those professional careers, and you want to move into management. Now, these require very different kind of skills. And at certain stages in your life, it's difficult to learn new skills. And for most of these skills, they are like swimming. You can watch a video to understand how it works, but you will never get to learn unless you go into the pool. And going into the pool and experimenting can often be risky unless you make sure that you're covered. You don't want to fail in your first attempt because failure might mean drowning. But it is imperative that you go into the pool, take a number of swims while within the precautionary measures, and then polish your skills as a swimmer. That's the same thing with life. It's difficult to fail, and none of us wants to fail in real life. In Toastmasters, you have this opportunity. You can always fail. You can fail in many ways, and you can keep on failing so that you don't have to do the same in your real life, in your professional life, in your home, in your families. So try to fail once and too often within Toastmasters. Take on those kinds of tasks that frighten you. Take on all the kinds of risks that you can so that you have at least a chance of failure. Because when you have a chance of failure, you have a chance of breaking your own barriers. Now, all of us have certain barriers in our mind. We all think that this is certain thing that I simply cannot do in my life. Maybe it's fear of heights, maybe it's fear of public speaking, maybe it's fear of what people will say. Log kya kahenge? That's one of the, all of us know, that's one of the basic fears in all of our minds. मेरी उम्र का बंदा ये चीज करता हुआ कैसा लगेगा, मैं अगर ये काम ऑफिस में करूंगा लोग क्या कहेंगे। सो ये बैरियर आप तभी ब्रेक करेंगे जब इस बैरियर पे पहुंचेंगे। एंड अगर आपने टोस्ट मास्टर्स के वर्ल्ड में कर लिया होगा तो यू वुड नो कि कैन यू डू इट और कैन यू नॉट, एंड व्हाट इज द बेस्ट वे ऑफ डूइंग इट। सो take on all the risks in Toastmasters world, because people here do not judge. What they do is they evaluate. And there's a big difference between judging and evaluation. In judging, people are making opinions about you. In evaluation, people are letting you know how they felt, what you were doing, and what, in their opinion, you could do to make it better or more effective. And these are opinions. Maybe other people were considering things from a different perspective, but even these evaluations are based on a structure, so that what you want to know, you get to know about it. So in this kind of positive environment, imagine you have delivered a presentation at office and your colleague comes up and tells you that your presentation was not effective, or that people started dozing off after the first 2 to 3 minutes. You would definitely hate that person. But if the same thing, same message is delivered to you in a Toastmasters in a way that that person tells you, I felt that I lost the contact after 2 to 3 minutes, and this could have been done to improve the effectiveness or the interest level, then you would definitely want to improve. And like I said, in Toastmasters, you can fail. And once you fail here, you know what not to do to fail again. So do all kinds of experimentation here, take all kinds of risks. As I said, Toastmasters is a platform. The kind of benefit and the amount of benefit that you get out of this platform depends on you. You can either attend a couple of meetings over a year, maybe deliver 2 to 3 speeches, and that's it. Or you can maybe spend every day of the next year attending meetings, taking on roles, delivering projects, taking on risks, listening to others, and learning. And the opportunities are endless. You're a member of your own club, but you're also a member of Toastmasters. And Toastmasters is beyond your own club. It spans across more than 16,000 clubs in more than 100 countries. So basically, you can keep on attending meetings one after the other without even skipping any time slot. That is practically possible because Toastmasters clubs are around the world. So like I said, the kind of value that you want to get out of Toastmasters is solely dependent upon you. If you are satisfied or you have availed all the opportunities within your club, try attending a meeting of any other club. You'll see many people here from different clubs. If you feel that the opportunities available within your club are not enough to give you a challenge, then take on a role, either within your club, in your area, division, district. Whatever crazy idea that you come up with, you will find that there are like-minded people who are there to take on this endeavor with you. You'll find that there are people who are able to give you some feedback to improve. And you'll also find that there are people to help you and provide those opportunities where you can do these kinds of things. But there will hardly be any person who will tell you that it should not be done. So this is a Toastmasters world. Our district conference is coming up, and we were looking at different opportunities to make an online event a bit different, something that people can look forward to. And there were all kinds of crazy ideas coming up. So much so that we ended up making a committee. And that committee is called the Committee for Crazy Things. Because there were so many ideas that there was a high chance of failure in those. And we thought that it would be really exciting. Even if we are able to do 50% of them, it will still be something. So why not give it all? So that's the kind of environment that we have. You develop your own environment in your club, in the people around you, and expand your horizon. Take on all the risks, take on all that you can get for the same amount of membership fee that all of you are paying. And by the end, don't forget to look back and see what was the thing that you came for, what were the things other than what you came for that you were able to get, and what is it that you still want. Because I can tell you, I've been a member for 7 years, and still every day I find something new to learn. And these are the skills that I can always take back to my life outside Toastmasters. So keep working, keep connecting, keep getting the value out of it, because the only hindrance in your way in success in Toastmasters will be yourself. So overcome that barrier and have a great time within Toastmasters, handing the control back to our Master of Ceremony, Toastmaster of Sound.
Thank you, DTM Zunair. And your words are really motivation for us. Thank you for sharing all those kind words. And I hope that all the new members are going to cherish their decision of joining the club right after having the first presentation in their office. And they'll even cherish this more strongly in their next interview they are going to bear during their professional lives. So many of you might be thinking of that, how are you going to achieve all these learning outcomes, and how are you going to develop over your communication and presentation skills over the time? So we have some defined learning objectives, some defined learning outcomes, to which we normally refer as pathways. What these pathways are, DTM Talha bin Hamid is going to shed more light over this. Talha bin Hamid served as the Program Quality Director and is a distinguished Toastmaster. So over to you, DTM Talha bin Hamid.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Master of Ceremonies. And it's an honor and a privilege to be addressing new Toastmasters. And as DTM Zunair pointed out, there's always some new thing to learn every day in Toastmasters. Why is that? It's all because of you. Every new person that comes in, we learn something new from them. And that's why we are so greedy for new members. It's not just about growth numbers. Every individual club is very conscious about continuously inducting new members. And that's simply because every new member brings something new, something fresh to the club. So without further ado, let us jump into pathways. First of all, a little bit of a housekeeping. You cannot, or rather, you should not access pathways on any device other than a personal computer. Yes, it is doable on a cell phone, it is doable on a tablet, but I'd rather not, because trust us, we have been there and we have done that and we failed miserably, because sometimes the text input gets wonky, sometimes the device aspect ratio is not recognized by the website. It's very particular. It recommends Google Chrome browser and Microsoft Edge, I believe. It recommends you to disable pop-up blockers. So that means it will send you pop-ups and you're supposed to accept them. So anytime you're facing trouble accessing pathways, the possibilities are that either it's not the right browser, it's not the right device, you haven't enabled pop-ups, or fourth and very remote possibility that there's something wrong with Toastmasters website. So again, that's your basic checklist. With that, as far as Pathways is concerned, what is Pathways? Pathways is basically the syllabus of Toastmasters, because Toastmasters is above all an education program, and it's a formal education program, just like all other education programs. There are 11 different pathways, and unless you have already done so, you'll shortly be, inshallah, choosing one of the pathways. Sometimes I encounter members who are really, really reluctant about choosing any pathway because they have a distinct feeling that, if they go for one pathway, they're missing out on something vital in the other pathways. So let me tell you this. Pathways are like 11 flavors of ice cream. It's basically the same thing underneath. It's milk or uh, cream or sugar, or in Pakistan's case, it's mostly congealed vegetable fat. And different flavors of pathways are actually just like different flavors of ice cream. It has same basic skills, so you're not missing out on anything when you choose a particular pathway. You will gain the same basic set of skills, and only in advanced levels 3, 4, and 5, you will start to gain some specialized skills. So it can also be compared to specialization in doctors, or maybe in terms of chartered accountant. Once we qualify, we may go towards uh, finance or auditing or taxation or consultancy. So yeah, so be very sure that whatever pathway you pick up, you will be gaining some of the skills that you never gained in your life until now. With that, let me share my screen and open up a pathway for you to. So first of all, the first thing to do is, I hope all of the new members have done that. You have uh, reset your, you have clicked on forgotten password, you have been assigned a new password, and you can log in. So that's a basic requirement. When you're logging in for the first time, you'll use the same email address that you used to register. And if you're logging in for the first time, you'll click on forgot password, because you won't have a password right now, right? And when you're assigned a password, then you can log in. So I've already put in my login and password, and now I'm logging in. Okay. And one thing, while the site loads, let me tell you one more thing. Please feel free to click around and check things out. It is not a software, it's just a website. So if you click on the wrong thing, the computer will not explode. You can simply click back and come to where you were. I also realize that it can be a little bit intimidating in the start. It is, in fact, for most members. But it's like any other program that you access online. It's nothing more complex than that. And again, the more you click around, the more you learn. And also, I will show you one more resource, hopefully, after this presentation. So, so uh, I'm hoping everybody's familiar with this page. So if you want to access your pathway, you click on this. And if you haven't chosen a pathway right now, you click on choose a path. Okay. So when you click on choose a path, you have two options. You can take a survey and act on the website's recommendation, or you can just read about all the 11 paths and pick up your favorite. Both options are equally acceptable, and you can also, if you are not satisfied with the path you've selected, you can change it within 90 days. Okay, so continue to path selection. Since I'm already on a path, our screens will look slightly different, but you should just know where to click. Okay, so how would you, the first question is, how would you like to access your materials? Digital resources, because if you select printed materials, you'll have to pay $25 extra. And I'm betting none of us wants to do that. And let me tell you a secret. You can download every project and make a PDF out of it, and you can easily print it whenever you want. Okay. Next, select view path options. Or you can select take assessment. So if you select take assessment, you will be faced with another screen that will ask you to take an assessment, and you'll click continue. Okay, so it will ask you a lot of questions. What three topics are you interested in? So for example, I'm interested in public speaking, I'm interested in time management, I'm interested in project planning. So then it will take me to the next question. Which of the following topics is most related to the personal professional goals that brought you to Toastmasters? So on and so forth. I won't go through this because then I'll have to pay $20 once again. So I don't want to do that. So that's one of the ways you can select the path that is most suitable for you. Or you can select this option, view path options. I'll just enlarge it, view path options, and then you can select continue. Okay, you can read about every path. You can read about all the projects in a path. You can spend a week studying every path. You can spend um, a week comparing the various options and comparing which projects has which path, which path has which project, etc. And then you can make an informed decision. Um, or you can just go towards the heading that you like the most, that is most aligned with your personal goals. For example, if you're interested in presentation, in mastering presentation skills, that's presentation mastery. If you're interested in basics of leadership, dynamic leadership is for you. If you're already in a leadership position and you want to polish your leadership skills, leadership development is for you. If you're more interested in coaching, if you are in a teaching or academic setup, effective coaching or maybe motivational strategies may be for you. If you're in the business of welfare, if you like to pursue social causes, persuasive influence may be for you. If you're in a customer support business, if you're in a customer oriented business, strategic relationships may be for you. Okay, so every path has some distinct competencies that you will develop, and that's how you will select a path. So with that, let me go to my own path. So let's assuming that you have selected a path. So once you have done so, you will go to base camp. Okay, so base camp is the central point of all pathways. Okay, so just a second, let me load something up in the background as well.
TTM
Okay.
Talha, there is a raised hand by Madhiha. You can take the questions in between if it is possible.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Sure. Okay. So Madhiya, Toastmaster Madhiya, please uh, go ahead with your question.
Talha, thank you so much. I was actually new and I was like getting familiar with that interface. So you have well explained to the point which was I was about to ask. You have already explained it. Thank you. You can continue further.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster
You're
Madhiya.
welcome.
And there's another question: will the new Toastmasters get another pathway for free? Well, unfortunately, not at this point. But here's my advice to everyone: please, please, please continue your membership. Please don't let a break come into your membership. You never know when Toastmaster once again introduces this scheme. Okay, this year Toastmasters has introduced a lot of schemes that we never would have thought possible. They waived a lot of charge towards new clubs, and where they also waived the new member fee for new clubs. So initially their thrust was new clubs, and then we asked them through RAs that you're just so much emphasizing on new clubs. What about existing members? So uh, they thought about them and they came up with an incentive that in existing members were renewed for 2 cycles, they could avail a second path free of charge. So yes, as per AD Zishan pointed out, the first pathway is free for all new members, and the second pathway, again, I will once again advise you to continue your membership. You never know when the new scheme comes, but right now it's not free. Okay, uh, and I will also advise that again, if you are very anxious about it, if you're very enthusiastic, feel free to buy another path while you are on a path. But if you wish to wait, you should first complete one path and then go for another path. Who knows when the new scheme comes in. Again, I'm not promising anything. I have absolutely no say. None of us has, in fact, in whatever Toastmaster International decides to do. I'm just expressing a hope here. Okay. So my pathways is motivational strategies, and I'll click open curriculum. Okay. So as you can see, I'll just enlarge it a bit. And again, the only way you will master this interface is practice, practice, practice. The more you will explore, the more you will log in. Trust me, everything that you need to learn is right here in this web page. Yes, there are guides, there are summaries. Some of them have been prepared by us as well. But if you are curious enough, if you are adventurous enough, you can just navigate around this interface and you'll easily get everything you need. So as you can see on the left, there are 5 levels: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, previously, this facility wasn't there. It has been there since a few months. That previously we weren't able to see all 5 pathways, or at least weren't able to see the details. Now we can see the details. So, for new Toastmasters, I would advise one thing: just go through your all the 5 levels. Okay, decide beforehand what projects will you do and when you will do them, and share that plan with your VP education. If enough of you do that, your VP education will have an automatic agenda for the next few months. So it will be a win-win situation for everyone. You will have given yourself a goal. You know, don't wait for yourself to be ready to do a project. First, fix a slot for a project and then work towards it. That's my first advice. If you wait to master a project and then give a speech, suddenly at the last moment you may fall lazy, and you may say to yourself, okay, fine, I'll give it next week. No, first fix a slot, make up your mind that, okay, I will give a project on, let's say, 17th April, and I won't back down from it. And then you'll find that you'll automatically work towards that project. So let's launch our first project, Icebreaker. I'll just be demonstrating one project here because the underlying principle for all projects is exactly the same. This is how all the projects are accessed and studied. So if you launch Icebreaker, you click on launch, it will open in a new window. And while it is launching, let me just show you that, you will, on the top, you will see what is the level, how many tasks have you completed, how many are left, and every part that you've completed, every project that you've completed, there will be a tick alongside it. Okay. So an advanced warning, as you can see, this will take some time to load. So don't worry, it isn't stuck. It will just take some time to load. I advise everyone to launch the project, go through each and every screen, especially if you're doing a pathway for the first time, because there's invaluable material. Even if you don't know what will you speak about, even if you don't have an idea, this very syllabus is your source of ideas. So, okay, I will start at the beginning. So this is the first screen you will see. It will guide you as to how to navigate this. This is essentially a slideshow, and every project has this slideshow. Okay, you'll just click through it, you'll read whatever it has to say, you'll click whenever it asks you to click. So for example, uh, there's a project checklist. You can click on this. It will give you a very clear guideline on what to do while writing your pathway, writing your project. um, Again, as I said, even if you're out of ideas, you can just consult the material and instantly you will get an idea. Then you click through, it will take you through a survey of before doing the project. So the emphasis is on before, and this survey is in almost every project, right? So what are your skills before doing this project? And then this is the list of competencies that you will gain as a result of doing this project. Then there will be a video. Usually every project has a video example. So if you see, it will give you. So this is invaluable learning. Why? Because not only it has theoretical knowledge, but you will actually see actual speakers speaking, and you will get inspired by their ideas, by their style of speaking, by their confidence. So again, I urge everyone to go through the entire material before doing a project. Again, there's an outline worksheet. Outline worksheet is also with almost every project. It will guide you step by step on how to structure your speech. So there should be an opening, there should be a body, there should be a finishing point. And if you just fill out this form, you will discover that you've made a speech. This is the magic of Toastmasters. It will teach you everything to this degree. It will hold your hand and take you through each and every stage. Organize your speech. There should be the interesting topic, opening, body, and conclusion. Prepare and present. Then rehearse. This is a set of tips. You should rehearse with friends or family. Record yourself. Use a mirror. Practice sessions. So this is the whole thing. Okay, once you arrive at this stage, yeah, just a second. So now you are at the stage where you should be writing the project and preparing for it. Okay, so there's always an evaluation sheet in a project, and there's also something else. Just a second. Something that I told you about earlier. Just a second. I'm struggling to find it. And yes, I'm only the program quality director, so don't blame me. Okay, here it is. Okay, this is one of the most useful pages. Why? Because first of all, you will need to download this evaluation sheet to give to your evaluator. Make sure you download your evaluation sheet, make sure you give it to your evaluator, and make sure you get it back and file it for your record. Unfortunately, due to the digital format, many of us are not actually exchanging these sheets. We are just exchanging evaluations on plain sheets of paper, which is not on. Please have specific evaluation. This is your most valuable resource after the Pathways program itself. This is the opinion of your evaluator. So make sure you have this sheet and you pass it on to your evaluator. The sheet is fillable on any PDF reader program. So don't listen to an excuse when someone says I cannot fill the PDF, because they can easily fill it. Okay, I'm able to fill it in my browser, right? So yeah. So make sure. And there's also another very valuable resource, and this is the simple three words: print my project. So if you're feeling intimidated by all this, if you don't like clicking through all the screens and everything, you just click this print my project, and everything in the project is available to you in a PDF. Everything from start to links to evaluation sheet. You don't even need to look at the online thing. You can take it on your cell phone. You can take it anywhere. If you want, you can take a printout, and you will prepare your project based on this. So if you're fond of working from printed paper, and most of us still are, you should just take this PDF. You can load it on a tablet or a phone or a laptop, or you can take a printout. So that's how you complete your project, and then you fill the survey form afterwards. After you have done this, you will just receive a message, congratulations, you have completed this project. So just to recap, log into the site, click on the relevant project, click on launch, click on the relevant slides and pages, download or at least review the outline sheet, download or at least review the checklist, absolutely download the evaluation sheet and pass it on to your evaluator, prepare for the project, deliver the project, take the survey afterwards, and then you'll hit congratulations, you've completed your project. Once you have completed all projects in a level, you will click on this level 1 completion. You will click on this, it will automatically allow you to send a message to your VP education that, you know, I have completed this project, please approve my request. So this is how Pathways works. And yes, I know it's not easy for new people at least, but trust me, the more you will look around, the more you will learn, and the easier it becomes. It is quite easy. So the second resource I wanted to showcase was this channel, Toastmasters International. This is a very valuable channel. Everything that I just told you in my presentation, you can see in the short of very small, sweet presentations here that are available. Every aspect of Pathways is covered. So speechcraft experience, selecting and completing elective projects, um, base camp tutorials, anything that you wish to find out, it is available here. And even if it is not, even if you don't wish, all of us are here to help you. Your mentors, your club XCOM, your fellow Toastmasters, your district leaders, your area leaders, all of us are here. Even if we cannot help you immediately, we will at least point you to the right person, and they will most certainly help you. So with that, I bring my presentation to a close, and I open the floor for any questions and answers with the permission of Area Director Zishan Abed. Zishan, I actually have to leave for another meeting, but I believe we can spare 5 minutes for any questions if you allow.
Yes, sir. You are being most welcome. Anyone, all the newcomers, if you have any question in your mind, you are pleased ask, because we have DTM Talha with us, who can be very helpful and is a very knowledgeable person. Any question from your side, please? DTM Talha, can you please stop sharing so that thank you. You are muted. You have muted yourself.
Yeah. So I have posted a link of the YouTube channel as well. Okay. And I'm posting my cell number here as well. Most of the people here already have my cell number, or WhatsApp number rather. Think of it as a WhatsApp number, not a cell number. Okay. But you're free to approach me at any point in time, because this is what I'm supposed to do.
Any questions from any side?
Okay, either I've bored everyone to sleep.
No,
or
it was being
they've
so,
understood.
Talha, it was being so comprehensive that I'm very much sure that people, they must love it. Just rather moving, just going back to the Master of Ceremony, I just want to add one thing, and that is from my experience is that many of the Toastmasters, they just ask their friends or their other fellow Toastmaster, "Agla project keda hua?" What is the next project? Or they just tell you that just go and do the speech and have the evaluation and then get the evaluation and do it again. Yes, you can do the project. Nobody can make you fail. The best thing of Toastmastering is that there is no fail. It is always pass. But please, please go and read out this material. We have paid the fee for this material. This is your asset. This is the reason you are paying money to the Toastmaster International. Go through it, read it out. Each word is having a meaning, and then deliver it. Projects, they will end. There is no way you can be failed in the project. Back to you, Master of Sir.
Actually, I would just like to add one more thing before leaving, just to build on what you said, DTM Zishan. Yes, I fully agree that you cannot fail in Toastmasters. And even if you fail, most of the people are too polite to tell you that. But you know what? There's always an option that your evaluator can privately request you to repeat a project. And as evaluators, all of you can do the same. You're free to do that. Just don't do it publicly, do it privately. If you really feel that the person has not met the objectives of the project, again, keep the quality aside. But if they haven't met the objectives of the project, for example, the project is researching and presenting, and they've just presented their personal opinions and research, I believe allowing them to continue on will be more destructive to them. So all the evaluators who are listening, you can privately tell them to request them to repeat. Otherwise, yes, you're right, AD Zishan. If a member decides they've completed the project, nobody can stop them. Okay. Secondly, my parting message to everyone is that Toastmasters is a platform, is a set of tools. First of all, it is the only place, one of the few places on this planet where your reward is directly proportional to your efforts. You'll find no such other place. I challenge everyone, not at your homes, not at your workplace, never anywhere else. But in Toastmasters, you get rewarded and recognized in direct proportion to your service, to your effort. And secondly, the more time and effort you put in Toastmasters, the quicker you will develop. Don't expect all of us to develop you. You will develop yourself. We are just there to facilitate you. So as DTM Zunair said, that if you don't spend enough time, if you just attend a couple of meetings and 6 months later you look back and said that, uh, what is Toastmasters doing for me? Absolutely nothing. So ask yourself first, what are you doing to improve yourself? So that is my parting message to all of you. Apologies for being so over time, but over to you once again on Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, DTM Talha bin Hamid. And that was such a comprehensive session. You covered all the things regarding the pathways and especially taking us to each of the web page. I guess that all the new members are now all set to start their journey for the Toastmasters. And that tip was the perfect tip from Talha bin Hamid, that do not hesitate to click around the website, because every time you click a new link, you find new resources to study. and those resources and pop-up windows are much of self-explanatory. So you can also find out those tutorials over there just in case you are getting screen sick, you do not want to read out the material, so you can just go and listen to the tutorials, you can watch out the videos there. So it's all very convenient. And despite this, if you find any problem getting through these pathways, do not hesitate to contact any of the officers of the division. In fact, the club officers are the contacts that are immediately available around you, and you can just reach out any of the club officer anytime near you. So you might be thinking of what these club officers are. I tell you, these are voluntary roles, and everyone come up with this responsibility through elections in the respective club. What roles are being performed by these club officers? For this, we have our division director, DTM Atif Irfan here, who will be telling us more about the roles of club officers. So over to you, DTM Atif Irfan.
Thank you very much, MC. I'm so grateful for this opportunity. There is one thing that I would like to say, that these are not just volunteers, they are real heroes, because they are the people who are working behind the scenes and making this Toastmasters a great place for us. With this, I would like to share a presentation with your kind approval, and if you can see it, kindly confirm.
Yes, it is perfectly visible, sir.
Okay, great. So this is not a training, because in such a short time, I cannot train the club officers, but I have been a club officer throughout the time I've been Toastmasters. It's been almost 8 years, and I have always been in some role in executive committee. So I'll share my experiences with you. What Toastmasters says is definitely very valuable. What I'm going to share is coming straight from my heart and what I have learned in Toastmasters. So this is about the briefing. The first thing is that what really, just a second. Yes. So this is Toastmasters hierarchy, or the map of services. So what commonly we see in organizations, what we see is that they present it like this. So we have world headquarters, and then board of directors, then regions, districts, divisions, areas, clubs, and members. So that's the normal way, the common way of presenting the hierarchy of an organization. But no, it's not correct when we see with the glasses of Toastmasters. So Toastmasters International sees it like this. On the top, we have members, and coming down to clubs, areas, divisions, districts, regions, board of directors. Why? Because we all here, everyone who is a club officer is a serving leader. And for us, the member is on the highest place. And we always need to remember this. Now, this is a very important thing that all the club officers, all the members, everyone must remember. What is the club mission? We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. So I have highlighted two very important things. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience. So we are all here, the club officers are here to work on it. And what's the document that helps us, that teaches us that how to provide the environment we need to provide to our members, and what Toastmasters International wants from us. So here is that document. This is Moments of Truth. So every member of our club, every club officer must be very closely connected with this. What are the first impressions? What is membership orientation, like we are doing today? So this is a very good experience that we are now welcoming the new members. More things you will see. This document is available on the website. So now coming to the real point we are here for, club officers' roles and responsibilities. So this is a structure of Toastmasters Club, that we have a club president. And for your convenience, because many of us here are chartered accountants, some are from various other professions. So everyone understands what is a CEO, COO, CHRO, CMO, CLO, CFO, etc. So the president, vice president of education, vice president of membership, vice president of public relations, secretary, treasurer, sergeant at arms, and immediate past president. So these are the heroes I was talking about. They are the people who are really, really working behind the scenes and making things easier for us, telling us how to use pathways, telling us how to progress in our journey, telling us how to prepare good projects. Everything is being done. Inviting us to the club. They are putting the things on social media to make the people aware. So a lot of things are going on. So these are the real heroes of a club. So now for the club officers, this is exclusively for them. So if you go to website, you will see there is an option of Leadership Central, which is accessible to you all. Then there are club officer tools, and in that you have club officer roles. This is a very interesting thing. I didn't notice it in my earlier journey in Toastmasters, and when I noticed it, it was a great tool that I came across. So you see that for every role, like president, there is a role summary, there is a tutorial, and there is a self-evaluation. So all you need to do is to go through this role summary, and then you have to watch the tutorial, and then you can self-evaluate. How am I going? How am I delivering my services to the club? How am I performing? So these are all the questions that come to our mind as club officers. And once we go through this self-evaluation, we know very well that how good we are performing. Now I have downloaded these role responsibilities, these role summaries for you, but I'm not going to go through all that. These are the documents. I'll just share my experiences. They are not that long. You can just go through this document. This is accessible to you all. So I'm right now, I'm immediate past president of 2 clubs. And besides, in 2015, I was the president, and the next year I was immediate past president. So I have been through this experience for 3 times. So what was my learning? First of all, the position of an immediate past president is like a consultant. He or she is not supposed to go for any undue interference in the club affairs. The president is the real leader. He or she is doing everything nicely, well, and he is just, or the immediate past president is just supposed to give the consultancy whenever he or she is asked. Now, the second thing, when there is a conflict between the EC members, like executive committee members, or something that is not getting resolved by the club officers, then it's time for the immediate past president to jump in and find out what can be done. And through his wisdom or experience, then that is required to be resolved. The third thing, and the last what I would like to say here about immediate past president, is club leadership committee. Most of the clubs are not going through that. The immediate past president has a responsibility to form a committee which finds new officers, new members for executive committee for the next year. Like I am immediate past president this year. I was the president last year, and now it's my role to form a club leadership committee, and that committee is going to find that who is going to be the next president, next VP education, VP PR, VP membership, and they collect all those ballots, all those nominations, and then we go for an election. So finding the right people, telling the people what you are going to do, how big this leadership role is, this is all the responsibility of immediate past president. So this is these 3 roles, in my opinion, are most important, and the immediate past president must remember all the time that these are the primary responsibilities. And of course, these are also stated in Toastmasters, this document, but these are on the top, in my opinion. And now coming to, I will start from the lower side, and then finally I'll come to the president. So the sergeant at arms. So this is the summary of responsibilities. And so these are the things that are usually wanted for most of the physical meetings. That is the podium there, is the whiteboard there, multimedia working, computers and printers are available, timers, devices, cable, banners, meeting forms, stationery and voting slips, storage space, refreshments. So there must be a checklist available with the sergeant at arms, and he or she should always be noting down that what is there, what is, to make the meeting a really effective meeting, a fruitful meeting, an impressive meeting, an impactful meeting. So this is all very important, and this role of sergeant at arms is this is the hero who can make or break a meeting. And the second and the last thing that I would like to say regarding sergeant at arms is that usually we see VP Education distributing the agenda and the club material, and so this is not his role or her role. The role of sergeant at arms is to distribute the agenda, or if there are any club materials for distribution, this guy must be there to distribute all that. Now coming towards the next role, and that is treasurer. So this is the role summary. You please go through it later on. So this year I am a treasurer of a club, and what we need to do is to form a realistic budget, first of all, when we start the year. And then we do some expenses, we collect membership fee from the members, and we make payments to Toastmasters International. So many times I have seen that the treasurers, they don't update the record. And what happens that sometimes when they sit and they try to reconcile, there is some problem, and they say that, oh, this is a very difficult role. This is about numbers. I am not a chartered accountant. What should I do? So find some chartered accountant for the role of treasurer. So it is not like that. So the tip is that whenever you make a payment online to Toastmasters International or wherever, the next thing you do is just open your Excel file and put that there. Put that right there, that this is the expense I have done, or this was the payment I have received. Third and the last thing regarding treasurer is that you can reconcile with TMI's website. Whatever payment you make, the record always remains there for a very long time. And what you can do is that you can retrieve that record, you can print that record, you can download that record, and you can reconcile with your statement time to time, so that you are not in a loss at the end of the year and you say that I ended up spending so much money from my own pocket and I don't know, it was not a good role. Oh, wow, I'm not going to be treasurer anymore. So this is it. So always keep on reconciling, always keep on updating your record, and then you will absolutely find no problem, because you are the money guy and you have to be very responsible. So the next role is secretary. So here is the responsibilities summary, and now coming to my experience. So the secretary is supposed to keep the charter document, club awards, whatever President Distinguished Award or whatever awards the club has earned, update officers list and membership roster, that should be available with him or her, and rule books, governing documents. What are the documents are there, the custodian is, or whatever awards are there, so the custodian is the secretary. So that should be, this is a very important role and a very responsible role, because in absence of the club president, it is secretary who signed the documents on his or her behalf. So another thing that I would like to share, that the secretary is supposed to minute executive committee, the club officer meetings, or the club meetings. So these minutes are very important, and they stay for a long time. And we always, next time, whenever we start a meeting, we always ask for the previous minutes of meeting. So one important tool that is very helpful in forming the minutes is attendance sheet. This attendance sheet should also remain in the club record. Who were the guests, who were the members who attended the meetings, and this should be there. And in the minutes of meeting, so this can also be reflected, that how many guests were there, who were the members who attended the meeting, who were the members who won the awards in that meeting. So this is everything which is there in the minutes of meeting. Coming to the next role, and that is Vice President Public Relations. VP Public Relations must be very well aware of the brand manual. Toastmasters International has developed an excellent brand manual. So such great things are there that it is a great learning in our life outside Toastmasters as well. What colors are to be used, what fonts are to be used, how, and there are several pictures that can be used in a presentation. So there are a lot of things in that. So VPPR's focal document whenever he or she has to put something on social media or anywhere. So this brand manual is vital to be used. Then there are some promotional materials which are available on the website. I have downloaded them all. Please download them all. And if you find any difficulty in finding them, please contact me and I'll share all of them with you. But what I believe is that above those promotional materials, there should be something which is closely related to your club. Like what I did was that I am using this picture for Ravi Toastmasters Club at many places. This is a real picture of a meeting, and I have used it in so many places, and this is like a branding for the club as well. And one last thing related to VPPR, and this I have always been saying that please do it. This is going to create the greatest impact of your club. So this is it.
The deep freezer and sent it to Leopard's office and asked them to deliver it to my friend in Netherlands. He said, okay, ma'am. But as soon as Donald Trump opened up the deep freezer, he said, it's too cool. What? Deep freezer is too cool? No, ma'am, sun is too cool. Oh, Trump, you can't do anything perfectly. Just leave it. I'll just take the sun out of the deep freezer, put it in my purse, and me and Trump, we both booked a rocket from the nearby rocket stand and went to the Leopard's office. There we booked a wow leopard who was supposed to deliver my son to my friend in Netherlands. But you know what happened? After an hour, Trump told me, Mel, we didn't give any address to the leopard. So where he is taking your son? What? You didn't give him any address?
So such great videos, when the people will see that what is going on in the club. This is not a club speech video, but there are so many videos every time we have prepared speeches. So when such great videos are brought in front of the world, in front of the people around us, in social media, so of course, no one can resist coming to your club. So do this, find some clips which are best of the best and showcase them, and you will see how effectively they will work. So just get to work, find such things and make your club rise high. So the next role is VP membership. So as I already shared that there is always an attendance sheet for the members. So that guy has to be always in touch with the guest, and he has to convert those guests into members, contacting them, sharing the meeting updates. If they are coming, welcoming them. If they are not coming, they are busy somewhere. So keeping in touch on WhatsApp or whatever medium is decided between them. They should not be bothered. This is very important, but they should be knowing about that the club is going great and we have to go that club one day. So that's a very important thing. And the second thing is membership building programs. So these are very important. The VP membership must be very active. Some membership building programs. There are a lot of details available on Toastmasters International website, and please go through them and you will find a lot of stuff there. Now coming towards the COO, that is VP Education, the guy who is the backbone of the club because all the education is depending upon him or her, pathways, everything. So that guy is going to guide you about that. So I would advise VP Education because I have been in this role for twice, I believe. So what we need to do is that you have to keep a track that this was the plan in this year, in the beginning of the year. So these guys are going to achieve these goals, and you have to make an Excel sheet just writing down the dates. This project is completed on this date. So there will be no chance of any error. Of course, the VP Education is responsible to submit the awards. And if anything goes wrong or it is not submitted or it is submitted earlier than the project is delivered, so that is also not a good thing. So such sort of a sheet will help you a lot. And what you can do is that you can reconcile it with the dashboard. Toastmasters International dashboard, how many goals are achieved, educational goals, and then you can reconcile with your sheet as well. So this is a good tool. If you want this, I can share the Excel file. You can use it the way you want. And pathways, education and adoption. How many members have adopted? What are pathways? Like DTM Talha very well explained, but you need to have an exhaustive session in the club. You need to sit together, have brainstorming, ask questions that, have you understood? Let me help you in selecting a path. Let me help you in doing that. So I've been doing that with some members that they said that we have attended some training, but of course we are not much literate. We don't understand. Help us in that. So I stood with them and we started, and I kept on telling them we had our test. They had their test given on the website. And then I also guided them. So the paths they wanted to select, they all selected it. So this is the effort you need to do once or twice. Once you do it, then the members will start getting what they really have to do. The third thing is meeting agenda. It should be very effective, timely circulated, timely formed, very impressive. So if you have a good agenda, you are going to have a successful meeting. And if there is failing to plan is planning to fail. So if your agenda is taking you towards a failure, then of course, there is no one who can save you. The contest and education sessions are very important. Please, please, please arrange them in your club. So a contest, in fact, it brings a new spirit into the members. So if you don't need to be very formal, so any date, any day, you say that, okay, next meeting, we are going to have an informal contest. It's not going to the area or division or district. This is just an internal contest. Let's go for it. So such contests, they really add a great value and a great enthusiasm in the members. And education sessions, they are a must to educate the members that what is the right way, how can they get the best out of Toastmasters. So please conduct those sessions, please conduct those contests. The last thing is mentor assignment. This is very, very important again. So what I have seen is that when a member comes to a club or even is just planning to join a club, he or she says that, oh, I have seen the curriculum, I have seen so many things, but who is going to guide me on all that? So I always tell the person that you will get a one-to-one mentor. That guy is going to guide you in everything, preparing speeches and pathways and educational goals, even for if you want to do something special, some special project. So you will get all the guidance. So this is important that whenever a member comes to the club, a new member, so there must be a mentor to look after him or her from day one. So you take an oath and you say that, okay, handing over to you, Mr. Mentor or Miss Mentor, you just take good care of this member. So this is important to be done. And now coming towards the team leader, the president of the club. So as I said that it's been 3 times, and I know that effective planning is vital for a president to take the club to success. Without that, there is nothing going to happen, whatever you do. Without a planning on education, on membership, on everything. So it has to be done on day one. That's the most important thing. And that's what we also teach you in club officers training, how to do it. But remember that this is the basic thing you need to do in the beginning of the year. And what this dashboard is available, and what you need to do as a president, keep on monitoring it, that how many members have been added, how many educational goals are achieved, where am I standing, and where am I supposed to stand at this point in time after so many weeks, so many months. And once you keep on monitoring through this dashboard, of course, there are very lesser chances of any failure and you can succeed very easily. Team cohesion is the responsibility of president. So if the club officers are not attached to each other, they are not cordially related to each other, they are not connected to each other, then there is not going to be any good results that we can expect. Relationship with members. The members should not feel anything hard in going to the club president. So there should be a close connection between the club president and the members. So make your team feel proud. Make them feel that, yes, we are doing a great work. We are doing a great job. So it would be a good idea to arrange visiting cards for them or some pens or something that you can give them. You can give them as a prize, as a gift, whatever you believe is more appropriate depending upon the situations. So please do arrange something for them and make them feel like a real leader. So this is important. So with this, I'll just end up, and I would say these are a few pictures when I was among the executive committee members, and you can see that we enjoyed so much. Some of the meetings were there, executive committee meetings were while playing billiard, and some of them were while having tea. And this is a club officer training picture, and we were together, and you see that our faces show that we really have a great connection. So that was all from my side. Please note down my WhatsApp number. I am always available for you on call or WhatsApp or whatever is convenient for you. And please, club officers, you are the real heroes. You are the real leaders. You can take a club to any height, I would again say any height. So over to you, Master of Ceremony, with a lot of thanks.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, DTM Atif Irfan, for such an elaborative presentation, because many of these new members will be taking up the club officer roles in the times to come. You'll be going through that election process and you'll be installed as the club officers. So it's always very important that you know about the role that each club officer perform, and this might help you to aspire for the role that suits your personality and that you wish to become one day. So without further delay, I'll request the area director, DTM Zishan Abed, to please come over the stage and share his views about the event and also pay a vote of thanks. So over to you, DTM Zishan Abed.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Osama. Once you go with the vote of thanks, the way which the international books, Google teach us is go there and say, dear speakers, you have done a great job. I'm really obliged. I am really thankful. But gentlemen, this is Toastmaster. I want to give the vote of thanks to the participants, to the new Toastmasters, that you have joined our fraternity, that you have been a part of the Toastmaster journey, because we want to learn from you. We want that what the good attributes you have been having, we should also get those attributes from your side, because we are all the learners which are being the part of Toastmasters. And yes, no doubt, our trio, the district trio, no doubt, our division director, they are always being there to support us. And I always, when I go to them and ask them, thank you for joining us, they always say, this is the purpose we have been sitting on this post. This is the purpose we are voluntarily our time. And this is what we all have to do. We don't have to follow the pathways of Mr. X, Mr. Y, Mr. Z. Alhamdulillah, within our Toastmaster journey in Pakistan, we have excellent Toastmasters, our DTM Tatif, DTM Zunair, DTM Talha, and the DTM Omer. And not only those people who are being given these posts or given these volunteer designations, all those members of the Toastmaster clubs, we are all have to be supportive to each other. I feel myself duty bound to thank all the Toastmasters, all those who are being here, starting from Osama, who just came with the idea, why not to have an induction ceremony? And then we get the support from our division director and district trio that let's go ahead and make it and celebrate, not on the club level, not on the area level, but at the district level, because we all are very important. We all are gems. We all are being the people who are being special ones. So trust on yourself. And thanks a lot, our seniors. Thanks a lot, our division director, our district trio, that you have given us the time and you have made it possible that we can enrich with your professional experience. Back to you, Master of the Ceremony, Toastmaster Osama.
Thank you, District Area Director DTM Zishan Abed. And with this, we come towards the conclusion of the ceremony today. So before we conclude with this ceremony, I wish all the luck to all the new members starting off their new journey with the Toastmasters. And inshallah, we hope that in times to come, you will be taking up key positions in the Toastmasters structure, coming up with the XCOM initially, and then moving on to the senior levels, bringing in many positive changes. So it's 8 on the dial, and we are well in time. Now we'll gear up for a group photograph, and then we'll open up the floor for gossip. And you can just connect with any of the member here. You can just come up with any idea, your feedback. So you can just put on your informal videos as well, and you can talk in any language because we are here for a bilingual ceremony. So it will become more of an informal gossip with people around. So just put on your cameras, just start your videos, show your thumbs up so that the Zoom master can have a group photograph for all of us, and then the floor will be open for the gossip chat. So Zoom master, once you have that group photograph, please do let us know so we can just put down our thumbs and start gossiping.
It's done. Thank you.
Perfect, perfect. So formally, goodbye, and we'll stay connected, but informally, yes, I'm there.
So you can on your mics, and those who are being here for them possible, you can on your camera. It was being a wonderful ceremony. Usama, you have done an excellent job, and thanks a lot. अब सर मुझे thanks करना बनता है to the division director Atif Saab, to Zunair, to the DTM Zunair, and Tala, and DTM Alakumer. All were being engaged, all were being having their meetings and pre-commitments that they have been so supportive that they have given us that time. और मेरा ख्याल ये है कि बहुत अच्छी एक एजुकेशनल हमारा जो एरिया था वो भी कवर हुआ और न्यू मेंबर्स के लिए एक बहुत अच्छी पॉजिटिविटी है. Feedback from the Haroon is being here, Hassan is being here. What is from your side? कैसा लगा आज का आपको सब कुछ? Hassan?
So it's a new thing for me. उम्मीद है कि जैसे जैसे आगे बढ़ रहे हैं इंशाल्लाह नई चीज़ें मिलेंगी सीखने को. और जो सबसे मेरा ख्याल है कि मैं लैग करता हूँ वो पब्लिक स्पीकिंग है और मैंने इसी को पाथवे चूज किया है. तो इन द कमिंग सेशंस इंशाल्लाह उम्मीद है कि मैं आइस ब्रेक करूँगा क्योंकि पहला हमारा लेवल 1 में है गोल है. Thank you.
Haroon?
Then we have Shazia Zafar here. She's one of the most motivated members of Professional Toastmasters at LUMS. Shazia, कैसी लगी आज की सेरेमनी? क्या takeaways हैं? What are your views?
Assalamu
Walaikum.
alaikum. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to say something. It's very informative session. Since I have joined this club, I am more and more confident, and in every session I am learning a lot. So this is a good platform, and here I warmly welcome to all new members to our club. Have a fabulous time and share your experiences, and let us have an opportunity to learn more and more, explore more and more. Thank you very much.
Alina, आप कुछ कहना? Sorry, Zishan.
We don't need anyone to say it. Anyone who's been there. Hassan यहाँ पर हैं. Alina, she's being here. Madiha, we have with us. We have S. Ahmed. Please, one by one. Haroon, you can start with.
Thank you so much for session. इंशाल्लाह काफी सारी चीजें सीखने को मिलेंगी और मेरे लिए एक डिफरेंट एक्सपीरियंस है, टोटली एक डिफरेंट एक्सपीरियंस है. और मैंने सारी जो भी अभी तक मैंने देखा है, मुझे ऑनेस्टली से तो मुझे कुछ ज्यादा चीजों की समझ नहीं आई, लेकिन टाइमली जो है चीजों की समझ आना शुरू हो जाएगी और काफी बेहतर चीज तरीके से हम इसको कैरी ऑन करना शुरू कर लेंगे इंशाल्लाह.
Thank you. Alina, you are being here.
Yes, thank you so much. It was a wonderful ceremony, and though I'm a new member and I didn't know what's going on and what will happen and what's this all about. Actually, I Googled it, subah, what is it and what's this all about? But I'm very excited. I'm very excited and I'm looking forward to the sessions. अभी मैंने लॉग इन नहीं किया बिकॉज आई डिडंट नो कि कैसे करना है. अभी आई विल डू इट एंड आई विल रीड आउट द पाथ्स एंड ऑल दैट. तो फिर आई विल सिलेक्ट माय पाथ. बट थैंक यू सो मच. इट वाज वेरी गुड. इट वाज अमेजिंग. थैंक यू.
Thank you. We have Sumbal, we have Madiha Khan. Madiha.
Okay, so Assalamu alaikum everyone. I just actually connected with Atif and he shared the invite with me. And it was during the session, he asked me if you want to join. So we have a 30-minute session. You can just join and have an information of it. So this way I connected. And I don't know much about the Toastmaster, but yeah, it was a great comprehensive details shared by all the presenters, and it was quite impressive. I was more into knowing about the project management since I initially discussed with Atif as well that I am inclined towards doing Scrum Master certification and PMP as well. So right now I am working as a training and development lead. I'm leading a department in an IT software house. And it's wonderful knowing about the Toastmasters, and you guys are doing a wonderful job. I will definitely learn more about it. And for any query, just like Talha shared his contact details, and now I'm connected with Atif as well, I will definitely get back to these members. And thank you. It was wonderful knowing from all of you.
Thank you. But yeah, just I want to add one thing that everything is not being there in the Toastmaster manual. लेकिन एक चीज बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है विच इज बिंग देयर कि हम एक ऐसी फर्टिलिटी में एक दूसरे के साथ बाइंड हो जाते हैं. इसमें बहुत सारे लोगों का अपने अपने फील्ड में एक बहुत अच्छा बैकग्राउंड एग्जिस्ट करके चल रहा होता है. So what is the positivity is that you become a part of that cloud which has a different background, which are being good professionals, which are being the capacity and which has the intention to help and support each other. मुझे कभी कंस्ट्रक्शन के एरिया में कोई सपोर्ट चाहिए होता है तो मैं ठक आतिफ साहब को फोन करता हूँ कि सर इसका क्या करके चलना है. लम्स का कोई मसला होना तो जुनैर इज बिंग देयर, उसामा इज बिंग देयर. मैं जो सबसे मैंने पॉजिटिविटी फील ये की कि विद दिस होल वर्ल्ड ऑफ द टोस्ट मास्टर मुझे यूं लगा कि मैंने जितनी अपनी एफर्ट अपने प्रोफेशनल लाइफ के 15 सालों में क्वालिफिकेशन और एफसीए बनने तक की थी, उससे बहुत कम एफर्ट करने के बाद मैं एक ऐसे क्लाउड का पार्ट बन गया हूं जो कि आपस में एक दूसरे के साथ बड़े क्लोजली अटैच हैं और वो एक दूसरे की सपोर्ट करने के लिए भी तैयार हैं और उसको उस एक्सपीरियंस से आप बहुत कुछ अपने आप को लर्न करके लेके चलते हैं. So we do hope so that you will be a very valuable member and we want you to be the part of the Toastmaster class. Sajid is with us. Sajid Hussain.
I just want to add, you very smartly hit who are the people who contact you for the matters you are expert of.
ये दिस इज समथिंग यू हैव समवन टू जिसको फॉल बैक कर सकते हैं. मतलब शायद आपके साथ मुलाकात ना होती, प्रोफेशन के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से हम फैसलाबाद में हैं, मुख्तलिफ लोगों की लोकेशन फर्क है, तलहा से मुलाकात करनी कराची में बहुत मुश्किल थी, तो वो इसने फासले खत्म कर दिए. एक जूम की वजह से भी खत्म हुए और एक टोस्ट मास्टर रिलेशनशिप की वजह से भी फासले खत्म हो गए और आप एक दूसरे के पॉजिटिव एक्सपीरियंसेस को आपस में जब शेयर करते हैं, जब आपकी आपस में एक नेटवर्किंग डेवलप होकर चलती है. दुनिया तो इतना पैसा स्पेंड करती है नेटवर्किंग डेवलप करने के लिए, इसका कोई पर्पस नहीं है, जिसमें कोई उनका गोल नहीं, वो सिर्फ कहते हैं नेटवर्किंग डेवलप करनी है. क्लब किसका? नेटवर्किंग का. हम एटलीस्ट एक नेटवर्किंग भी डेवलप होती है लेकिन हम उसके साथ एक गोल के साथ भी अचीव करते हैं, पब्लिक स्पीकिंग को भी इंप्रूव करते हैं. सो आई फील के बहुत सारी जगहों पर हम ये वाली बात तो शायद नहीं नरेट कर रहे होते कि इसकी जो नेटवर्किंग है वो इतनी स्ट्रांग हो जाती है आपकी, उसकी वजह से आप जाहिर सी बात है पीपल यू हैव टू गिव समथिंग, यू हैव टू टेक समथिंग, शेयरिंग करनी पड़ती है अपनी थॉट्स की, अपने नॉलेज की. तो मैंने तो यही देखा है कि इससे जितनी मुझे नेटवर्किंग में सपोर्ट मिली है, it is not being necessary for networking that you just get the money or you get the project. Networking के through it's a sharing of thoughts also. आपको फील होता है कि मुझ जैसे पागल और भी हैं, मुझ जैसे ऐसे लोग और भी हैं जो इस पॉजिटिविटी से सोचते हैं, जो मतलब इस चीजों को लेकर चलते हैं, तो इंसान को एक अपनी इंटरनल इनसाइट और इंकरेजमेंट मिलकर चलती है. So that's
not just within Pakistan, बल्कि पाकिस्तान से बाहर भी. आप ये देखिए कि इस वक्त हम लोग कनेक्टेड हैं यूएई के क्लब्स के साथ, तुर्की के क्लब्स के साथ और अदर पार्ट्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, यूएसए के अंदर इवन. क्या हो रहा है कि इवन इन स्पाइट ऑफ ऑल द टाइम डिफरेंसेस एवरीथिंग, हम इतने अच्छे कनेक्टेड हैं कि आई नो जिस दिन अगर मैं टेकी जाता हूँ और मैं उन्हें बताता हूँ या मैं यूएई जाता हूँ उन्हें बताता हूँ, तो डेफिनेटली आई एम गोइंग टू गेट अ वेरी गुड रिस्पॉन्स फ्रॉम देयर साइड. कराची मैंने इन तीनों को नहीं देखा हुआ था. डीटीएम समीर जो हमारे पिछले डिस्ट्रिक्ट डायरेक्टर थे, उसके अलावा जो हमारे साथ के डीटीएम तलहा जो आज थे इधर, और उसके अलावा जैद जो हमारे पिछले उसमें. मैंने इनको नहीं मिले थे, कराची में जा रहा था, तो मैंने एक इनको ऐसे मैसेज ड्रॉप किया कि जी आई एम कमिंग टू कराची, तो अगर कहीं पर कोई एक ऐसी कैजुअल सी 10 मिनट की मुलाकात हो जाए तो दैट विल बी ग्रेट। उन्होंने कहा जी बिल्कुल ठीक है, आपको बताते हैं। नहीं जी, रात को गाड़ी आ गई मुझे पिक करने के लिए, वी हैड डिनर टुगेदर, वी हैड अ ग्रेट टाइम। मैं उनसे जिंदगी में पहली बार मिल रहा था, लेकिन मुझे ऐसा लगता था कि यार ये तो हम रोज मिलते हैं और ये क्या जबरदस्त कंपनी। तो ये मतलब दिस वाज अ ग्रेट एक्सपीरियंस। और अब मैं जहाँ देखता हूँ दुनिया में भी जहाँ कॉन्टेक्ट करेंगे, मुझे इनवाइट कर रहे हैं मीटिंग्स पे, मैं उनको इनवाइट कर रहा हूँ और साथ, तो वो एक ऐसा ग्लोबल नेटवर्क है, नो डाउट। देखिए ना, 143 कंट्रीज में प्रेजेंस होना और इतने क्लब्स होने,
वनीजा को देख लें,
तो ये तो एक जबरदस्त काम है।
वनीजा शी इज इन डिफरेंट कंट्री, पता नहीं हम मतलब कि फिजिकली हम आपस में एक दूसरे के साथ आजकल पोजीशन, लेकिन आपको यूं फील होता है कि वो पाकिस्तान के अंदर है और शायद वो फैसलाबाद या लाहौर में कहीं पर है। सो ये टोस्ट मास्टरिंग की वजह से जो नेटवर्किंग का, अब मुझे सामा ने कहा कि शाजिया जफर शी इज बीइंग न्यू विद अस, लेकिन मुझे तो लगता है कि शाजिया तो बड़ी देर से है, क्योंकि शाजिया के साथ लास्ट मीटिंग में जब हमने ज्वाइंट मीटिंग की तो शी वाज बीइंग देयर। बेशक बहुत सारे लोगों को आप फिजिकली नहीं मिले होते या 1 to 1 आपकी शायद इंटरेक्शन नहीं हुआ होता, लेकिन कितना हम एक दूसरे के साथ इस नेटवर्किंग की वजह से और टोस्ट मास्टर की वजह से अटैच हो जाते हैं। वी नो ईच एंड एवरीवन कौन कहाँ है, कैसे कर रहा है, और एक दूसरे को हम ओन करके चलते हैं। सो मदीहा, वी आर लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड, वी वांट यू टू बी पार्ट ऑफ अस, और आप जैसा बंदा जो है वो हमारी नॉट विद अवर क्लब बट विद एनी क्लब, आप किसी भी क्लब के थ्रू आ जाएंगे, यू विल बी द टोस्ट मास्टर विद अस। साजिद हुसैन आपने नया ज्वाइन किया है। साजिद, आई वांट यू इफ यू कैन ऑन योर कैमरा और शेयर विद अस, और फिर हम मीटिंग को कंक्लूड करें। साजिद, कैन यू प्लीज, आप हमारे साथ है साजिद? आई थिंक सो, मेरे में साथ नहीं है। एनीबॉडी वांट टू से एनी वर्ड्स? इफ ऑल इज बीइंग डन तो फिर थैंक्स अ लॉट। आतिफ साहब, स्पेशल थैंक्स टू यू अगेन सर, आपने बड़े शॉर्ट नोटिस पर हमें टाइम दिया, और स्पेशल थैंक्स टू ऑल द पीपल हु आर बीइंग इन द पार्ट ऑफ दिस ऑल प्रोसीडिंग्स। और इंशाल्लाह ताला हम इस तरह की कोई ना कोई एक्टिविटी जरूर जनरेट करते रहेंगे। हमें डिवीजन डायरेक्टर की सपोर्ट है, और मेरी कोशिश ये है कि जो अगले 3-4 माह हैं, जो कि अब फिर जूम है, आगे रमजान है, रमजान के बाद है। आज मेरी अहमद जब्बार साहब से बात हो रही थी, माय पार्टनर, उसने कहा यार ये क्यों नहीं करते कि हम रमजान में भी कोई मीटिंग करें, और रमजान में भी कोई इस मोटिव से मीटिंग की जा सकती है, विच इज हम आपस में कोई अच्छी थॉट्स को शेयर कर लें। हम एक टोस्ट मास्टर मीटिंग रख के एक सिर्फ पॉजिटिव थॉट्स उस बैकग्राउंड से कर लें, जरूरी नहीं कि सिर्फ अंग्रेजी बोल के चलनी है। सो I am just having this idea कि हम इंशाल्लाह रमजान में भी कोई इस तरह की एक जॉइंट मीटिंग रखना चाहूंगा मैं एरिया लेवल के ऊपर विद द सपोर्ट ऑफ डिस्ट्रिक्ट डायरेक्टर आल्सो। लेट्स हैव इट, लेट्स जॉइन योर एफर्ट्स टुगेदर, और कोई भी चीज आइडिया कुछ भी क्लिक होता है एंड देन पीपल रेप्लिकेट इट, दैट्स व्हाट वी हैव टू। आतिफ साहब, थैंक यू सर। सो शुड वी क्लोज इट?
थैंक यू।
थैंक यू जी, टेक गुड केयर जी, एवरीबॉडी टेक गुड केयर ऑफ योरसेल्फ। अल्लाह।